Recording?
Yes.
Okay, today we're going to talk about environmental emergencies, or what I like to call when Mother Earth attacks. Environmental emergencies is when it's not something that's happening to you because of a person, but because of the environment around you. Like whether it's the weather, or an animal that decides to bite you or attack you in some other way, or some insects that bite you and you have an allergic reaction to it, or a snake that bites you and poisons you, lightning. The earth around you can be dangerous if you're not prepared. But I'm not going to talk about all the other stuff that can bite you or poison you and attack you and make living on earth very dangerous. I'm going to talk about code related emergencies. This comes in two different forms: hypothermia and frostbite. Hypothermia and frostbite. Now, you're probably wondering about hypothermia and frostbite. What is that exactly?
I
Well,
know
if you've been
frostbite.
around and you watched a movie, you've seen extreme versions of it. Frostbite happens when you've been out in the cold too long, you might have been wet or something, your body temperature has dropped, and now parts of your body is becoming frozen and not getting circulation correctly, and they're starting to get discoloration and they might fall off. You've probably seen Day After Tomorrow or some other movie where the person gets really cold. They're out in the weather, the bad extreme cold weather, and their fingers started looking black and just nasty, looking like it's going to break off. Well, that's frostbite, ladies and gentlemen. But you're probably wondering, how do you take care of frostbite? It's pretty simple. Well, not really, but I'll make it simple. Okay, if it's a mild case of frostbite, just use skin to skin contact. Yeah, don't get too excited, because if you rub too much, then you're going to tear their skin, and that's not going to be good unless you like looking at a person that likes to look like a zombie. So be very gentle when you do skin to skin contact. But if that doesn't work, if it's more severe, then you're going to get a bowl or a bucket of warm water. No, it's probably not going to be warm. It's going to be like almost hot, about 100 to 105 degrees, no more than 105 degrees. I don't have a thermometer, but hopefully you will if you get frostbitten. So you're just going to dip your hand in the warm water or bucket if it's a bigger body part like a foot or something like that. God forbid if your belly gets frostbitten. That sounds very, very, very uncomfortable. Anyway, you're going to dip it in the warm water for about 20 minutes. After you do that, you dry it off. You can wrap it in gauze. What you're trying to do is make your body warm itself back up. With the severe frostbite, you're going to warm up your body with the water, and then you let your body do the rest of the work by keeping the area dry, wrapping it in bandage and stuff. Let your body heat help itself. Okay, so we talked about the nasty frostbite, but what you also probably seen or heard about is hypothermia. Yeah, this happened for, like, those people that's going camping and stuff, and they probably didn't look at the weather that well, and they might not have packed enough stuff. You know, things happen when you try to mess with Mother Nature. If you don't be prepared, she's going to get you. So, hypothermia happens when your body temperature goes below the normal body temperature rate. When you're about at 95 degrees, your body is in medical hypothermia. What you need to do to take care of hypothermia is to wrap yourself in a blanket. If you're outside, you probably don't have a blanket. But hopefully you decide to take the trip in the wilderness when it's during a blizzard storm with somebody else. So body to body contact, skin to skin contact, is an easy way to warm yourself up with hypothermia, because the one thing that you want to keep in mind, no matter what, with hypothermia, is to slowly warm your body. You want to start with your chest and then your head, because you want to make sure that your blood in your heart is warmed up slowly. So you don't want to quickly warm up your body, because it can make you have a heart attack and stuff. You want to slowly warm up your body and stuff like that. Slowly get that circulation back into your body and stuff, so that way your body won't go into shock. So, we've discussed the two type of environmental emergencies. Well, actually, we discussed the one type of environmental emergency. That's the cold emergency. We discussed the two types of it: hypothermia and frostbite. So, hopefully, if you take a trip out into the wilderness during a blizzard storm, you have proper preparation. You have the right clothing. You have something that prevents you from getting soaking wet, because that's when frostbite and hypothermia can occur when you're out in cold weather. And you know what? To be honest, it really doesn't even have to be freezing cold. If you're just out in cold weather, anything that'll make your body temperature goes below 95 will make hypothermia. If it's cold outside and you're wet, you might get frostbite. Look out for discolored fingers, black fingers, anything that looks unusual and you're cold and you're shivering and you're not warming up. Look out for that. If you see anybody or if you think that you're experiencing hypothermia, call 911. Very simple. Call 911. And always be prepared, because being out in Mother Nature can be fun, but it can be very dangerous if you don't prepare yourself. But thanks. That's my info video on environmental dangers when you're dealing with the cold weather. Wear a jacket.